Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. So we have THADOR just coming live to the VN server and Global is going to be getting him in 2 days from right now. We're going to go through his skill kit, talk about where he has been used so far and where I predict that he will be useful as well. Okay, so he is a wilder A-level hero tank with the 1 range physical damage dealer. His ultimate Moonveil manifest will begin with 400 initial energy, which is quite a lot. THADOR slams the ground with his shield, dealing damage to enemies within 2 tiles, conjuring a ritual zone for the Moonveil rite. The ritual zone will last for 12 seconds and reduces the critical damage defense of enemies within by 40, meaning that your heroes are going to deal more critical damage to the enemies within this basically radius. When enemies have accumulated damage totaling 1500% of THADOR's initial attack while inside the zone, he unleashes a shadow eruption, dealing 160% of team attack damage to each enemy inside the zone. Each ally is then healed for 80% of the eruption's total damage dealt. The eruption can trigger once per Moonveil rite, and this is going to go up to 200% of the entire team's attack. That's actually pretty interesting. Now the damage is not just scaling on his own attack, but also his entire team's attack when enough damage has been dealt to these enemies inside the zone. It reminds me a bit of Pheromore, to be honest, in a way. Okay, moving on to Darkmoon Pact. This is going to be his skill too. It has an 8-second cooldown with a 1 initial cooldown. The passive during battle preparation, THADOR designates the ally placed 1 tile behind him as his lieutenant. Now, this is the biggest thing I want to talk about. THADOR has a lot of buffs for his lieutenant, but the issue is the lieutenant needs to be exactly 1 tile behind him, and you have a lot of heroes who want to be in front of your carry. It could be the Frastro to give energy recovery. It could be a Nero to give the charm bonus. Hugin to give a charm bonus. There's so many heroes you want to have exactly in front of your ally. And so having another one added to the list makes it a bit awkward to form a team with them. But either way, 1 tile behind him as a lieutenant. While THADOR remains alive, his lieutenant will gain 15 plus with skill power critical rate. 15 crit rate is not amazing, honestly. Active THADOR grants both himself and his lieutenant a shield that absorbs damage for 8 seconds, so shielder, but like we already have Damon, who is probably going to be a better shielder. 15 crit is not anything exciting, honestly, just looking at that. And then we have Crescent Cleave, the skill 3. THADOR, this is a 6-second cooldown, 1 initial cooldown. THADOR swings his curved blade in a 2-tile crescent arc, that is going to be the range, dealing up to 340% damage to enemies in front of him and knocking them down for 1.5 seconds, so a bit of crowd control in an arc in front of him. Nothing crazy here. And then you have his hero focus that is going to reduce his damage taken by 20% during battle to make himself tankier, which is very needed because so far he doesn't have anything to improve his own survival. Okay, then we have Umbral Descent. Now this is really the key kind of the thing which makes THADOR potentially useful. The exclusive equipment. There is a lot here which is making him look actually pretty an attractive hero. So when THADOR's lieutenant casts ultimate for the first time, THADOR summons a Darkmoon over the battlefield. This is only the first time your lieutenant casts their ultimate. While active, the Darkmoon deals 80% damage to each enemy every 0.5 seconds, which is his own attack, so nothing crazy, but more importantly, reduces their physical and magical defense by 55%. Big defense shredding. After 6 seconds, the Darkmoon fades, dealing 520% of his own attack damage to each enemy. This effect can trigger once per battle, and this is going to go up with his exclusive equipment up to potentially 560%, and then very, very importantly, his level 3, which is a plus 10 upgrade of his exclusive equipment, is going to give 350 energy for free to his lieutenant at the beginning of the battle. This is really the thing. Like, honestly, if this text didn't exist, this level 3 skill, I'd be looking at THADOR and be like, I don't need him, he's an easy pass for me. But this 350 energy boost, this is mainly for PvP, right? When you have a hypercarry like Cryonia, hypercarry like Shamira, even a hypercarry like Diurnal, the faster they get their ultimate, the quicker you can win the fight, and you definitely want to pair him up with a hero who has a major win condition by casting their ultimate. So this is a free 350 energy to his lieutenant at the beginning of the battle that is immediately going to take action, so that is very strong, but mainly I'm looking at it for PvP. And then also there's a great synergy when they cast ultimate for the first time. He is going to be shredding the defense of all of the enemies, also dealing some decent damage output of his own, and so I'm just thinking THADOR plus Cryonaya plus Rowan, you can get the Cryonaya to ult in just 2 seconds. And the only way to prevent it is a Dunling or a Lily May. So like THADOR perfectly synergizes with a hero that has a click ultimate to win condition, which is basically Cryonaya. Shamira, to an extent, when she clicks ultimate, she has almost won your team the fight, not necessarily always, but Cryonaya usually always, it's a win condition. And so then it's going to be a race, an energy race, and like for example, if you have 2 Cryonaya teams paired up against each other, the one who can cast their ultimate first is going to be the winner. And so THADOR does that. Any hero that grants instant energy is always going to be somewhat meta for PvP, depending on how much it is. Like Leica, for example, grants instant energy of only 120 or something, I believe. But this 350 is a big deal. Okay, moving on to his enhanced force. THADOR restores 5% of his own maximum health every second as long as his lieutenant is alive. This is neither here nor there because THADOR has major survival issues. He just has some 20% damage reduction and then some healing. While his lieutenant is alive, that is not enough to keep him alive as a tank. He does have amazing charm bonus this season. I'm going to pop it up on the screen. He has a charm bonus that even, I believe, Mikola and Dunlinger have, which is an instant shield at the beginning of the match of over 50% health. And then when you drop below a certain amount of health, you get another shield and defense increase. That is perfect for him. But like, that is only for seasonal content in this season. So like, other than that, he doesn't have good survival in his kit. And that's kind of the issue, but like that, those charms are gonna do the work for him. So definitely looking at a PvP hero is kind of just all about this level 3, which makes him at all viable for PvP. Honestly, if he did not have this level 3 ability, I would think he's one of the most skippable heroes, but this totally changes everything for him. And then he also begins with the 400 pre-fill energy. He can deal some pretty high damage with this, also reducing the critical damage defense. But it's just really all about this 350 energy and then the defense shred on the first ultimate cast of your lieutenant. But keep in mind, he will have to be positioned in front of that hero, which can be awkward when you have so many different heroes you want to position in front of a hero. Like Shamira already, we want Nero in front of Shamira, we want Damon to the side of Shamira. There's no room for the THADOR. Because I'm assuming, like it says here, he will actually have to be literally placed one tile exactly directly in front of the hero, which, that is, like, you're gonna then lose out on your charms or Hugin charms. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about THADOR in the comment section down below. Are you planning to recruit for him? As for Dream Realm usage, I am finding it very, very, very unlikely it's gonna be good for Dream Realm because we already have so many great candidates, and, like, I don't think this damage output is going to be high enough, like from his ultimate, and then his crit boost of only 15 crit boost, a one-time defense shred, that isn't good for Dream Realm, which is a long drawn-out fight. So I think he's just definitely more of a PvP hero. He has seen some use in AFK stages. That's what my viewer told me on VN server. Him and Bailran, him like boosting up Bailran, and he is a wilder hero, and you know wilder heroes are basically the dominant forces of AFK stages. So I think he's probably going to be PvP plus AFK stage hero, and probably no Dream Realm usage. So yeah, I mean, what are you planning? Are you planning to invest into a PvP hero? Do you like him? Definitely his energy boosting mechanic is incredibly powerful and very, very unique. And this is something which will make him always somewhat meta, depending on the different comps. So let me know what you guys think about this, but also it also increases the value of Dunlinger and Lily May because they're going to defend against these THADOR strategies much better in PvP. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. And finally, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. There's a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me at no extra cost to you. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.